Hey everyone, I'm back at it. DaVinci Resolve has been busy while I was away. I've been off YouTube for a few months now because, life happens. I came back to a ton of new updates and upgrades to our favorite editing software. In this video, I'm diving into a few of my favorite features from the last two major updates. I believe those are 20.2 and 20.3. Honestly, these changes are game changer. It almost feels like Blackmagic designed them specifically for me, and I'm sure you will feel the same way once you try them. Alright, let's get into the good stuff. So first up, Auto Select got a nice upgrade. If you're like me and constantly juggling multiple tracks, audio, graphics, this improvement gives you way more control. Turning Auto Select on and off per track is now smoother and more responsive. This means cleaner edits, fewer accidental cuts on tracks you didn't mean to touch, and a more organized workflow overall. Simple but powerful. So let's check out some of the examples that we have here. Okay, so now we are here. So this is what I was working on before, and the auto selects are right here where you could select the tracks. Okay, so you could select the track by clicking on this. All right, so what do I mean? For example, I have all of this graphic right here. So these graphics are the names and the background. So let me give you an example of what auto select can do. So I could choose to copy everything here. Okay, Command C to copy, and I could choose to paste it right here. And it's going to paste exactly how you copy them, right? Okay, so let's give you a scenario where auto select could come in handy. All right, so let's head to text. Let's go to effects and let's go titles. Let's just get any title and I put it right here. Let's just say it says basic title. And now I want to copy these and I want to paste it here. But since this text is right here, I don't want to paste it on video 3, track 3. So I wanted to paste from top up. Now it's easier to do that. So what I could do now is I could simply come here, back here, and I could copy, Command C. And when it's time to paste it, I could take this off, okay, and I could take these two off here. So now when I paste it, Command V, it's only going to paste from video 4 and up. Okay, so you could imagine from doing this example, you could imagine other examples where it's going to come in handy. And trust me, these are everyday thing that you use all the time, copy and paste. If you do video editing, you do use this all the time. So this is simple but magical. Okay, so we are done with auto select. Next one is a move playhead command. This tiny feature changed my editing rhythm instantly. Instead of dragging the playhead manually every time, you could jump exactly where you want it with a single command. If you edit fast, this is just one of those features that make everything snappier. Let us see what that looks like. For example, I have it on right now. So if I move my playhead, the clip is selected. Now, this comes in handy because sometimes I'm editing fast, so I move my playhead sometimes and I forget to click the clip, and I go to the inspector and I start changing stuff. This makes sure that that kind of mistake doesn't happen. Wherever you move your playhead, that clip is selected, all right? And you could simply head to timeline, head to video, and you could select selection follows playhead. All right. So if I take this off now, and this isn't going to select the clip. So now if I go to the inspector and change anything, the clip right here is being changed, but not the clip that my playhead is being pointed to. All right. But I prefer moving with playhead because it's just snappier and faster. So that way I don't have to think about it. Simple upgrade, but make a huge difference. Another underrated addition is insert gap. Instead of grabbing your selection tool, splitting clips, and pushing everything apart manually, you can now drop a gap instantly. It's great for timing adjustment, placeholders, or prepping a space for B-roll or graphic. So without further ado, let's just look at it visually. So what I usually do is when I want to insert a gap, I simply cut everything here and I use option Y to select everything to the right and I move it apart. Okay, but now you no longer have to do that. Okay, so now you could just hit G and you get that space. By the way, that's not the default. Okay, so I assigned a hotkey to that feature. On the default, you're gonna have to go to edit and insert gap. There are no shortcuts assigned to it on the default. So if you want a shortcut, you're gonna have to access the keyboard customization option, Command K if you are on Apple. And if you are on PC, you could hit Alt Control K. Okay, and now you could assign any key to insert gap. So now inserting gap becomes extremely easy. All you gotta hit a key and you insert a gap. Again, this is simple, but that actually helps save you a lot of time and it just makes everything easier and smoother. So kudos to that new feature. And finally, the update that feels like it was built just for me. Opening timeline from source viewer. You can now dive straight into the content of compound clip, multicam, or timeline directly from the source viewer. It's smoother, faster, and make complex project feels way more manageable. As usual, let's see what we're talking about. Okay, so we are going to head to our project now and let's make it to viewer. Okay, so we could load a different timeline on our source viewer. So we could click here to make it a timeline and we could choose a timeline here. So the blue playhead indicates the source viewer and when you hit Q, it goes to your main timeline. Okay, so Q navigate from your main timeline to your source viewer timeline. So these are two different timelines at the same time. Usually when I try to copy anything from a different timeline, I usually go to the timeline and I open a stacked timeline. Now I could just simply open a different timeline on my source viewer. That do save you a lot of hassle and you don't need to keep opening and closing timelines. You could copy whatever from here, hit Q and paste on your timeline. Again, you have to use the auto select to make sure you do not paste it on your video track and it's going to paste exactly where you selected. All right, so as you can see here, I have my track 4 or video 4 selected and now it's pasting on track 4. So those are some of my favorite updates from the last two DaVinci Resolve releases, but together they make editing faster, cleaner, and more enjoyable. Let me know which one is your favorite or I missed a feature that you love. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on the next deep dive. Let's get back to creating.